$500 is $20,000 per month. That's $200 per 1,000 views, which is absolutely crazy, and it's 100% possible. And it doesn't just have to be a $500 product either. You can also sell products that will eventually add up to be $500, which essentially means you can be an affiliate for recurring software, for example. You can be an affiliate for software that pays you every single month. For example, my software like TubeMagic and VidAI, we have affiliate programs that pay anywhere from 33 to 50%. And basically, you can make recurring income for life for every single person you get signed up for that. So you might not make $500 the first month, but over time, it can add up to at least that amount. So recurring products are really good. In fact, I would only do recurring products or one single high price product. Those are the best types of products you can promote, which are typically a course, an ebook, a guide, a community on platforms like School or Moon. And also, you can promote software solutions within your niche. And if you ever need to find affiliate products or anything else, my recommendation is just go onto an AI like Gemini, for example, and ask it, find me the absolute best affiliate programs for my personal niche, and it can find them for you right there. And by the way, there are affiliate platforms or affiliate products rather in niches that you probably would never even guess. For example, the other day I found this one right here, which is called the Happy Cats affiliate program. And it literally just helps people raise better cats. And they give 30% commissions on both one-time and recurring subscription fees that you can promote. So if you're running a channel like, for example, that channel, The Purring Journal right here, you could easily promote this as an affiliate right there. So there's tons of different products out there to promote. You can also make your own as well. If you make your own product, it is going to require a bit more work. So keep that in mind. And one thing I wanted to mention as well is to make sure that you're building an email list from your channel also. And that's due to the fact that you can typically make, at least what I personally have seen, this is not a guarantee of income or anything, but what I personally have seen is that I've made about $1 per email per month per subscriber on my email list. So if you get 1,000 subscribers, that's $1,000 a month recurring. 10,000 would be 10,000 a month. And you own the list, so YouTube can't take it away. So God forbid anything happens to your YouTube channel or anything else, you own your email list and you have that. So my strategy for this is essentially I create a bridge page from my YouTube channel and I put the link very low in my YouTube description. The first link is always going to be going back to my money video, but below that then I have another link that goes to a free resource that they can opt in for that then goes to the money video. So you're giving them the money video in exchange for their email, and then you capture their email, and then essentially what you do is you send an email then every single time that you upload a new video. So essentially you're sending people then back to the channel, and it's a whole symbiotic system that feeds itself. And if we go over that system right here, you first and foremost, you have an educational or an entertainment video that gets the initial view that people first enter your ecosystem from. And then an end screen directs people to your money video, which is the beginning of your flywheel. And then your money video sells the product. And even if they buy or they don't buy, at the very least, they're joining your email list. And then your email sequence generates additional sales, and it also sends people back to your channel every time you upload a new video, you send an email to your list. So it all feeds itself and it all helps itself grow more and more. And if we compare this system and this method right here to the traditional method, which is where you get a view, you hope maybe they click an ad, and then you make like 10 cents. That's the traditional method that most people are doing on YouTube, and it's not the best way at all for going about doing this. So now to answer what I promised you earlier, which is, what if you, for example, you get the view, right? And then you want to sell something from your channel. How do you do it without it hurting your actual video's performance? The way that you do that is you send people to your money video, and then they only will click the link in the description of that money video after they've watched the entire video. And so it won't actually hurt your channel's performance or your video's performance at all due to the fact that you're keeping people on YouTube for another hour before you sell your product. And that is the key for doing that. And then plus you got your flywheel money video making money in the background as well. And it's just continually running in the background in an evergreen way, following that script, which again, I can give you if we do happen to work together. You can also do this occasionally as well, which is a 6-video series. And I recommend doing this once you post like 12 to 24 videos on your channel, which is essentially a video series that then sells your product at the end of the entire series. One of my students, Musa, did this and made over 300 grand in just a few days, literally implementing this exact system that I showed him. Obviously, I can't guarantee you'll make anything near that. He did already have a big channel when he did this. I do have to give that disclaimer. And then if we compare the different revenue sources from YouTube, we have ad revenue, which is the worst. So you have a low to medium income potential. It's out of your control. Again, if something happens to your YouTube channel, you're completely dependent on YouTube for that. We don't want to be dependent on YouTube at all for this process. That's why we're building an audience outside of YouTube on our own email list, in addition to selling products from our channel as well. So we're using YouTube instead of letting YouTube use us. And then there are sponsorships as well. This is something that's kind of out of your control as well. So I put it pretty low in terms of control level due to the fact that sponsorships require you to have a good amount of subscribers before sponsors start reaching out. Not the best way of monetizing, in my opinion. And then you have affiliate marketing, which is the best for the majority of people if they're just starting their channel. And then you have your own products, which is the best way of monetizing, but it's also the most amount of work. So for the majority of people, I recommend starting with affiliate marketing. And so now you know the 5 secrets for doing this. You know the best YouTube business, the new way of doing YouTube, the best niches, how to generate content easily, and the new way of monetizing your channel. And at this point, you have 2 choices. Choice number 1 is to try to figure this all out yourself and spend potentially years of trial and error trying to figure everything out, looking for good freelancers, not knowing what to say in your flywheel video, not knowing what to do. And feel free to do that if you want. That's certainly a viable option. Or you have choice number 2, which is if you want, for example, the script for the flywheel video, the 6 video series scripts, access to my content team at a negotiated price. Now, I do get a commission if we do that. However, it is pretty low. Access to me personally to ask any questions you have along the way doing this. Someone who's been doing this for over a decade at this point, who knows every single pitfall that you could potentially ever fall into. If you want access to me, access to one-on-one calls with my team, access to templates for doing this, and access to the best information for doing this, filling in every single little detail, then I would love to introduce you to YouTube Accelerator. And YouTube Accelerator is my flagship program that shows exactly how I run channels exactly like this, and even how I run my personal channel as well, to huge amounts, and how I've scaled them to huge amounts, getting millions of views, and more importantly, making tens of millions of dollars in the process. Again, I can't guarantee you'll make any money at all. These are my personal results. However, YouTube Accelerator is much more than just a course. The course is just part of it. It's actual coaching and access to me. And I put together actual checklists, processes, and what I like to call a symbiotic system that you can follow for doing YouTube the right way for sure. Now, the program itself is split up into 5 different phases, which is the foundation, monetization, content, the business side of things, and then resources that you can use, done for you resources that you can use. And the course is just part of it, as we mentioned. It's way more than that. You also get access to my content team, my personal content team that makes my videos for my channels. You get access to with pre-negotiated pricing. You get direct support and direct access to me, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have along the way, and even record a personalized Loom video for you if you request it. And I'm actively involved in the community every single day, answering questions daily, unlike most program owners. And then we give a bunch of different bonuses as well. For example, we'll make your first video completely done for you. Also, we'll give you the flywheel pillar video template, the video series script templates, access to my content team, channel optimization checklist, YouTube video scripting checklist, my current gear sheet for both personal brand and faceless channels, everything that I use. And we throw in a bunch of different bonus courses as well, including the low effort YouTuber course, all my other courses as well, that previously I've sold for thousands of dollars each, including Tube Mastery, Quantum courses. That was a $5,000 program right there. High payout partner, Shorts Mastery, and all of these courses right here are also included. And I've made the decision personally that I don't want to just sell individual courses anymore. I want to help people further in depth. And I do have to be transparent as well, due to the fact that it is a better way of monetizing for me as well, doing it this way of working with less people, but helping them get much better results. It's better testimonials for me, and it allows me to run just a more fun business for myself personally. Also, you get mentoring as well, including an onboarding call where we'll go over your current situation and where you're currently at with everything, and then help you choose a niche and action steps and give you a complete checklist of exactly what to do. You also get access to my team members who also personally run channels and who are helping me run my channels as well. So I decided, why don't I just hire a lot of the people who have been on my team for the past, 5-10 years, hire them as coaches, and that's what I've done. And they'll answer any questions you have along the way. Make sure you get the help and the support that you need, so you have multiple different viewpoints. Because even though I've been doing this for a decade, sometimes I do disagree with my team about things. I might see things one way, they see things another way. So you'll get a very diversified set of opinions on any decision that you make, and we'll come to a conclusion on what the absolute best decision is for your channel. But trust me, we've seen it all, and we can help you do this the right way. So if you want to work with me, I'd love to work with you. As mentioned, I don't just want to sell courses, honestly, due to the fact that a lot of people who join courses do nothing with them. People also need accountability, and they need someone to be there with them for making sure that they do this the right way. So I've set this up to help people more in depth. That way I can build a great content team that helps me. It funds my software companies where we're trying to build world-class products. I built them for myself, but other people can use them as well. And ideally, I really want to work with people who are serious about doing this, which makes it fun for both of us. And so if you're interested in doing this and you're serious about doing this, feel free to click the link. My team is going to put it in the chat right now. Chris and Niels, if you guys could drop the link in the chat right now to book a call for doing this. You can fill out a quick application and then book a call with my team. On the call, we can discuss your goals and we can see if my program might be a good fit and a good match for what you're looking to achieve. And we'll be honest also about whether we honestly think that our approach and the way that we do things and everything else is in alignment with your situation and your expectations. And to make this an absolute no-brainer as well, due to the fact that I've gone over a lot of amazing information in this training program, so we're not going to be starting from complete scratch with you if we do choose to work together. I'm choosing to give this for 20% off for anybody who's on this webinar right now. So if you do book a call, just make sure to mention that you were on the webinar so you can get that 20% off. And we'll make sure to give that to you 20% off right now. So if you're interested in doing this, now is the time. Feel free to click the link that's in the chat that Chris or Niels should be putting in the chat right now. I'd love to work with you if you want to work with me. We can absolutely help you crush it doing this. We've helped so many people doing this, and I would love to help you out with it. I'm positive that we can grow your channel like absolute crazy. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, how much is this? How much is this going to cost and everything else like that? Now, the program, it's not cheap. It's a premium program for action takers who believe in this business model, but I've done my absolute best to make it possible for you to start with financing and payment plans. So the program itself requires a 4-figure investment, which depends on your needs and goals. For example, if you need us to make, 100 videos, it's going to be a lot more than if you don't need us to make many videos at all, or if you just want to get the information. Whatever you need, we can tailor a program specifically for you. But also, to make this applicable to as many people as possible, I've also teamed up with some flexible financing options for it to be possible for you to start for as low as a few $100s per month with financing. And we also have payment plans available as well. So I've really tried to build this to meet you where you're at. So no matter where you're at with this, we can meet you with almost any budget. So just want to throw that out there as well. But if you want to get that 20% off for webinar attendees, now is the time to do it. Because if you're interested in doing this, now is the time to do it. And on the call, we can discuss your goals and see if the program might be a good match for what you're looking to achieve. And we're going to be honest about that, whether we can actually help you or not. So the link is in the chat. Feel free to check it out. Book your call. I'd love to work with you. If you want to work with me, we can help you crush it with this. Feel free to check out the link in the chat. Book your call for YouTube Accelerator. I'd love to help you out. I'd love to be a part of your journey. It would be an absolute honor. And now just to go over some common concerns as well. You might be saying, look, Matt, I'm not tech savvy. I don't know if I could potentially do this. You really don't have to be. AI can help you do a lot of these things for you, but you do need to have a base level of knowledge of, for example, making a YouTube account, using the internet and everything else. If you're right here watching this, you probably have that knowledge, honestly, but I do want to throw that out there. And now you might be saying, look, Matt, I don't have the time to be doing this. Now, most of our students start off with 1 to 2 hours a day because 1 to 2 hours of focused effort where it actually matters on the things that actually matter is way better than spending all day grinding on things that you really don't have to, due to the fact that you can use AI tools now, and you can also get access to my content team and everything else. So this is not a job, but it's a system that we build gradually, and a lot of people do this either before or after work. You might also be saying, Matt, isn't YouTube too saturated? Especially with AI now, with it just becoming possible to generate amazing quality videos with very little effort. How am I going to know that this isn't just going to become saturated and I'm not going to be able to succeed with this? The truth is that saturation up into a certain point can actually be a very good thing. And I know that sounds crazy, but I can actually back it up. And that's due to the fact that you can get in the suggestive video feeds of other popular videos, and also you can then siphon the views from those videos to use it to benefit your channel. That being said, I do think there is such a thing of too much saturation on a certain niche that will make it harder to grow. However, the majority of people, even though all the tools and everything else is out there, the majority of people will not use the tools. They will not do things correctly. They will not have a system. They'll upload 2 videos and not see views and just give up. That's the majority of 99% of people. There's a much smaller amount of people who are going to use AI the right way to build really huge channels on the platform that stick with it and that have accountability and guidance there to help them do it the absolute best way possible. So you might also be saying, look, what if I've tried other programs before? I've really tried to build this to be different and to really base it off of execution as well. So you don't just get videos, but you get the tools, the templates, calls, direct feedback, dashboards from other students to learn from, and everything else. And I'm not going to teach you to build an entertainment top 10 channel like the majority of channels out there are doing. I can show you how to get millions of views with that if you want to know how to do that. But the real money is in the educational channels, as we discussed. So I'm not going to be like most YouTube gurus and tell you the way you're going to make money is just uploading YouTube shorts and doing TikToks. That is not where the money is. They push these methods due to the fact that it's easy to get views in them, and people mistake views for money. Views do not equal money. If you want to make money from YouTube, this is the absolute best way. You might also be saying, I don't know what niche to pick or what content to create. We'll literally pick your niche for you if you want us to, or we can do it with you, so you can have the absolute best possible niche. And this also works worldwide, yes. And yes, this can help with personal channels. And yes, YouTube is okay with AI content. In fact, the CEO has said that they're totally fine with it as long as it provides value, and as long as it actually helps people in some way and it's valuable, either entertainment or educational wise. So YouTube is okay with AI content, and AI, just like anything else, is a tool. Tools can be used for good things or bad things. They can be used to make super scammy, low quality videos, but they can also be used to make really great quality videos. And it can be used to speed up the process significantly as to what it used to be before. So if we look at this logically, is this more cost efficient than trial and error? Absolutely. You'll know exactly what to do and when. Can you actually do this? 100%. We've helped countless numbers of students do this as well. Can you make the right videos? Yes, we can. In fact, we can just make them for you as well. Can you build AI channels just like mine? Yes, you'll have a checklist. You'll have us there to help you set up the channel the right way from the start. And can you choose the right niche? Yes, we'll choose it with you or for you. So compared to trial and error, where it takes years of learning and not knowing what to do, spending tons of money on freelancers and wasting energy, getting burnt out before seeing any real success, not having guidance or support. When you compare that against YouTube Accelerator, where you have a complete course, a community, software, bonuses, checklists, and all of the resources that we've put together for you to save an enormous amount of time, and you know exactly what to do and when, it'll save you countless hours by having proven systems. So if you want to book your call and save your spot within YouTube Accelerator, now is the time to do so. Feel free to click the link, which should be in the chat right now, to book your call. And honestly, I can't wait to get started working with you. Just feel free to click the link in the chat, book your call, and I would love to see you within YouTube Accelerator and meet you and talk with you and learn about your story and help you out with this process. And now, as I promised, I'm going to be giving you your free gifts, which include the YouTube automation checklist and SOPs, the Tube Magic free trial, and the 2026 updates, which I'm going to be getting into as well, of how this has changed in 2026 and some things that you really need to know in regards to doing this when it comes to AI and other things. So first and foremost, the checklist, Chris and Niels, if you could drop that in the chat right now, that'd be much appreciated. This is what it looks like right here. And within this checklist, my recommendation of what to do is to go to File and then go to Make a Copy. And then this will make a copy within your own personal Google Drive. So make sure you make a copy. That will then allow you to check off different boxes of this and everything else. Make sure you make a copy for that. Also, there's multiple different tabs here. So you have a video production checklist, a channel setup checklist, and other things. And then we've also got a link right here to join YouTube Accelerator. And then if you want to claim your completely free trial of Tube Magic, you can click this right here. So yeah, that is the checklist. Chris and Niels will be putting that in the chat right now. And now I wanted to talk about the 2026 updates, which are very, very important to go over right here. Because a lot of people are really concerned about AI commoditizing content because they think that if anybody can generate amazing videos, won't it make it impossible to grow if there's just like anybody's just generating hundreds of movie level videos on the platform? The thing is that most people do nothing with the tools that they have. Yes, it will be easier. Yes, there will be more channels. So you need to use AI yourself to stay competitive. Trust is also going to become a major differentiator. So my recommendation is to have an AI character on any channel that you start. So instead of just being a channel that can easily be commoditized with AI, have an AI character that people build trust with. That way, you're building real IP with YouTube. And that's why I'm actually starting channels like this one called Stickman Matt right here, where it's like a Stickman version of me teaching YouTube, due to the fact that that increases trust, it builds IP, and it builds a character that can live on beyond me. That is an amazing idea right now on YouTube, and that is how you can basically future-proof your channel with all of the AI tools and everything else that's coming, and also making sure to use AI yourself and realize that most people don't do anything with the tools that they have. The tools of making YouTube channels and everything else have been around for a long time. Most people do nothing with them. And also another thing that's happening right now in 2026 is that TV viewing and content extremes are becoming more prevalent, meaning our attention spans are becoming both paradoxically shorter and longer, meaning longer content, especially since TV viewing is going up, is doing incredibly good. And YouTube wants to compete with platforms like Netflix and streaming services, so they're pushing longer content a lot more right now. And the money is in the longer content. Shorter content, you can get a lot of views in it. A lot of people just scroll mindlessly through shorts all day, but you barely make any money per view. And that is not where the big money is when it comes to doing YouTube. The money is in the longer content. So the way you practically implement this is to make that pillar money video at least 30 minutes to an hour long. And then even if your other videos are shorter, you're going to benefit from increased session times because you're sending people to that long video. So make sure you have at least one very long video on your channel. Also, it's really important that we talk about keeping your channel safe as well. Due to the fact that YouTube has banned a lot of channels, including, I found this article right here where they shut down some fake movie trailer channels on YouTube. You might be saying, how do I avoid my channel getting banned or anything? And the way to do that is to stop producing what a lot of people refer to as AI slop. So avoid anything that could be seen as fake. For example, movie trailers, fake news, videos that portray people doing things that they didn't do. And the channels that got taken down right here as part of this news article were creating fake movie trailers. So obviously Disney or Marvel or whoever's making these movies is going to have an issue with that. So they're going to, copyright strike those videos. YouTube is going to want to avoid a legal problem. So YouTube is just going to go ahead and take those videos down. Also, make sure that you do add human value in your videos. Make sure it provides genuine value, either entertainment or educational. Don't just copy paste information. Rewrite scripts either using your own words or use AI to synthesize multiple sources into something new, as we discussed. That's how you can keep your channel safe so you can be operating on YouTube for a long, long time in the future. Don't listen to all the fear-mongering out there that talks about like, oh, YouTube is over and everything else. YouTube is only going to continue to grow. People were saying the same thing back in 2014 when I was starting to YouTube, how it was too late and everything else. I'm starting new channels right now all the time. I've got tons of students doing the same thing as well. YouTube, there is more potential than ever, but only if you do things the right way. And I really want to make sure you keep your channel safe and you don't listen to all these people teaching black hat methods and everything else. You want to do things the right way when it comes to doing this. So your 2026 checklist for doing this the right way is to post an ultra long video on your channel If you're running a faceless channel, make sure to make an AI avatar for it as well. Don't produce AI slop. There can be authenticity and automation, meaning having an AI avatar on your videos. Focus on long form if you really want to make money from YouTube and sell something from your channel. That is the absolute best checklist that I can get into right there. And now, that being said, we've gone over pretty much everything, so I'm going to get into the Q&A right here. I know this is a lot of information, guys, and by the way, if you haven't yet booked your call, make sure to do that. Chris and Niels, put that in the chat right now if it's not there already. Make sure to book your call. I'm going to answer some questions. All right. Brandon says, I'm booking mine now. Awesome, Brandon. Can't wait to hopefully see you inside of YouTube Accelerator. I'd love to help you out with this. We can absolutely help you crush it, I'm certain. All right. We got Chris here says, how do you find the perfect sub niche within a larger niche? That's a great question. First and foremost, you want to make sure that it's something that other videos on YouTube have already gotten a lot of views from. You don't want to choose something that nobody's ever done before or nobody's ever talked about on YouTube. And you don't have to necessarily find entire channels on that subject either. You just need to find videos that have gotten 50 to 100,000 views on that specific subtopic. And I have a whole method of doing research and finding the absolute best sub niche for you personally. But my recommendation is to go through things like Tube Magic, since you're getting that for free. Go through the Niche Explorer, see all of the different sub niches. In fact, within Tube Magic, if we go open it right here, I actually structure it so we have the overall niche, like health right there. And then we have all the sub niches within health. And then we have wealth and all of the sub niches within that in psychology and so on. So then you can find a bunch of different sub niches within those overall niches right there. That is a fantastic question. All right, let's go through here. We've got a bunch of questions coming in here. We also have Rachel saying, what is your process for validating a niche before starting? Well, basically what you want to do, as I mentioned to Chris, you want to find a sub niche that has videos getting at least 50 to 100,000 views. That is the best way of validating that a niche has potential before you start. It's a great question. And you can look for lower views than that as well. In fact, I actually know channels that get 3,000 views a video or less that make over $100,000 a year. So you don't need crazy amounts of views to potentially make a lot of money. But I recommend trying to find sub niches that have a little bit more views than that, because most people aren't selling something that's $1,000 from their channel, like that channel that I was telling you about that gets barely any views per video, but makes a lot of money per 1,000 views. That's a great question. All right. Lisa says, filling out application now. Awesome, Lisa. Awesome. Kevin says, just booked my call. So excited. Sweet, Kevin. Well, happy to hopefully have you within the program soon. I'd love to help you out with everything. And yeah, awesome. Andrew says, should I batch create my content or should I create one video at a time? Fantastic question. My recommendation is to do one video at a time in the beginning, but eventually get to a point where you're batch creating. And that's due to the fact that you can a lot of times lose interest or lose motivation or lose the momentum that you have if you are just making video after video before you ever even upload a single video. I've gotten to a point now where I kind of like to batch create and then upload due to the fact that, it gives me a breathing room on the channel so I can then schedule videos to be uploaded, and it is the most efficient use of time. That being said, it can really throw things off in the very beginning of a channel, just waiting for the perfect time to upload. So my general recommendation for most people is to make a video and then upload it, make a video, upload it, and then get to a point where you then batch create content. But that's if you're doing everything yourself. If you're hiring people, if you're using AI, that's a different story. If you're using AI, for example, then sure, yeah, batch create several videos because every video can be made in like 30 minutes to an hour. So you don't necessarily have to be doing every single one, but that's just how I personally like to look at it right there. That's a great question. Vanessa says, just click the link, booking now. Awesome, Vanessa. Hope I'll see you inside Tube Accelerator soon. Sweet. All right. Patrick says, how do you set up affiliate links properly? Great question. Do you mean like, well, what I personally do with affiliate links is I use a platform called Rebrandly, and Rebrandly.com allows you to put in a link, and it can be an affiliate link, for example, because affiliate links are typically, super long and they're typically kind of ugly and you don't just want them taking up a huge amount of your YouTube description. But another problem with them is that you can't change all of the links on all of your videos at the same time if the link ever changes. So then the question is, what do you do in regards to that? And what I recommend doing in regards to that is to use Rebrandly, which allows you to then change the link within Rebrandly. So Rebrandly will give you a shortened link to then put in the description of all your videos. So you only have one link in the description of your videos. And if you need to change it, you just change it in Rebrandly. And also keep in mind as well that the majority of people who click your link will only be doing it through your money video. So keep that in mind as well. The majority of people will come through the money video. That's a great question though. All right. Cameron says, booking mine now. Awesome, Cameron. Hopefully I'll see you inside. All right, Amber says, where do you find good video editors? Well, I personally use Upwork for that, for hiring all of my team members and everything else. Upwork is amazing. That's a great question. But if you work with my team, you'll get access to them as well. And the thing about video editors, though, is just make sure that you vet them before you hire them long term. Make sure you hire 3 as a test and then hire the best one long term. That's how I found the absolute best God tier editors that I still work with this day and everything else. All right. Let's see here. Destiny says booked. Let's go. Yeah, let's go, Destiny. That's awesome. Sweet. Julian, schedule a call. Awesome, Julian. Hopefully I'll see you inside. Savannah says, how does YouTube SEO work in 2026? Basically the same way that it has worked for a while, but there are several key differences now in 2026. So number one, you want keywords that people are actually searching for in your title, in your description, in your tags. Tags matter a lot less now than they ever have. That being said, it is really important, in my personal opinion, for YouTube SEO to use something called chapters. And that's due to the fact that if you search anything on YouTube right now, chapters can actually be indexed by YouTube directly. Now, if you don't know what chapters are, don't worry. Chapters are basically timestamps that you put in your YouTube videos descriptions that then can get indexed in search. So in my opinion, it is a really good idea to use them. Now, some people do say, like with chapters, that it will encourage people to just skip through your video and miss certain aspects of your videos. Make sure you put chapters in a very strategic way. Don't put, for example, if you're talking about like 5 secrets for growing on YouTube, don't give the actual secrets in the chapter names. Instead, just say secret 1, secret 2, secret 3, and so on. So people have to actually watch the videos to get those secrets. That's a great question. Also, YouTube is putting AI now on YouTube, so people can like ask AI about videos, and they can click the Gemini button on YouTube. And so people could ask like, what is the best secret from this video? But what's cool about Gemini, what I've noticed, is that it generally will give the people who ask that a timestamp, so then they have to watch the video. So YouTube's smart with this, and they know that they're implementing AI in a certain way to keep people watching the video. That's a good question, though. Very good question. All right, we got so many right here. I wish I could answer all these, but we got, what is your multi-channel strategy, Sierra asks. So, well, basically, it's just having multiple channels that are somewhat related to each other so that you can drive views from one channel to the money video on your main channel. So making sure that every new channel that I start is related to one of my money channels, that is one of the biggest secrets that I can give you for running multiple different channels. All right, Miranda says booked. I'm so pumped. Awesome, Miranda. Can't wait to hopefully get started working with you soon. Sweet. Preston says application done, call scheduled. Let's go, Preston. I can't wait to hopefully see you within there. Awesome, awesome, guys. Sweet. We got some questions here about thumbnails. Jared says, do you A/B test thumbnails? Yes, I do. And that basically, just for people who don't know what that is essentially allows you to put in multiple different thumbnails, and then YouTube will test them. They'll A/B test them for you against different amounts of viewers, and then they'll find the best thumbnail that you keep long term. So yeah, I do that. Typically, I have my thumbnail artist make a couple variations, or I'll just get one variation, put it in Nano Banana Pro. I know it's a funny name, but it's the best AI out there. And then you can go ahead and generate other variations of it. So you can say like, give me a red shirt in this one, or make the person, you know, bigger in this one, or so forth, whatever you want to do for that. And yeah, I see a couple questions on thumbnails. Text on thumbnails, yes or no, Dalton says. It depends. So if you are, for example, doing a educational type of channel, typically these types of channels will have text in the thumbnails. But my general recommendation is to see what's working in your niche on YouTube and then basically replicate that for yourself. And you can also do that method that we talked about, the combination method, where you're combining a thumbnail type that has worked on another similar niche and then with your idea type. And you can change little aspects and variations in it and everything else. Yeah. Valeria says, just book my call. Awesome, Valeria. Hopefully I'll see you inside of YouTube Accelerator. Sweet, sweet. Awesome. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Tons of great questions here. I wish I could answer them all. I do have to go very soon right here. But to everybody who's booking calls and everything else, I just want to say I can't wait to get started working with you. I will help you absolutely explode your channel if you do want to work together. And if not, I hope you got a ton of value from this regardless. Make sure to get your checklist link, get your replay link, save the link for your checklist as well. So if you go into the checklist, make sure to save this link right here, at least bookmark it or make a copy of it. That way you can make sure you get the replay. I want to make sure you get that as well as your Tube Magic free trial and everything else. And yeah, feel free to book your call if you're thinking about doing YouTube, and we will help you out with this like crazy. I also put some pre-submitted Q&A right here, but honestly, it's kind of basic, like how long to get monetized. With our method, you can start making money from the first video because you're selling something from your channel instead of waiting for YouTube's 1,000 subscriber requirement. Obviously, this doesn't guarantee you'll make money from the first day, but you set yourself up for the possibility of doing so. So yeah, I just have some Q&A like this, but we basically went over everything in this training. I do have to go here in just a second, but I appreciate everybody here so much. Manuel says, just book, let's build. Let's go, Manuel. Let's go. Naomi, awesome. Raphael says, how do you validate CPM for a niche? Great question. I look at it from my own personal experience and then also people that I've worked with. So I've worked with thousands of different channels at this point. I've seen so many different data points. CPMs also vary as well. During certain seasons, certain niches are going to have higher CPMs due to the fact that people are spending more. So it's going to depend on a lot of different factors. But in general, like the stuff I put in Tube Magic and the Niche Explorer, this is going to be based off of my own personal experience as well as working with tons of different channels as well. But yeah, that's a great question. Pedro, awesome, Pedro, happy to hear it. Emery says, application done, so excited. Sweet, guys. Awesome. All right. Javi, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, says, branding strategy for faceless channels. Yes. Well, as we mentioned, having some type of brand or IP associated with your channel is a really good idea. So in my opinion, the best way of doing that is to have a character that is basically the face of your channel. That's the best way, in my personal opinion. Awesome, Violet. Awesome. Violet, Edgar. Yes. Nora says, what about channel art? Well, basically, channel art, you want to definitely use it. You know, channel art is basically the stuff that shows in the background of your channel when people go on it. Make sure to have something professional. You can generate it with Nano Banana Pro, honestly, and you can have something that looks really, really good. Great question. Great questions, guys. Wish I could answer all of these. Obviously, within YouTube Accelerator, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have at any time. I'm in the group every single day. If you want to join it, now is the chance to do it. 20% off for anybody here. Just make sure to mention that you are on the webinar, on the actual, on the call that we have with you. And I hope you got a ton of value from this, at the very least. And if we work together, I can't wait to be a part of your journey. My name is Matt Parr. I appreciate everybody here so much. You guys mean the absolute world to me. Make sure to, stay up to date with me on my channel, Make Money Matt, and everything else. And I hope everybody here has a fantastic day. Wherever they are out there in the world right now watching this, I hope you have a fantastic day, week, everything else. And I appreciate you so much. And I will see you the next time I see you. So I'm going to end this here. I appreciate you all so much. Caleb, Leah, Hudson, Scarlett, Leo, Everett, Maddox, Ariana, Everlyn, Roman, Camila. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks so much for being here. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.